Now we've come to the finale of Series 1, The Lost Boy. Sarah Jane's son Luke, who was created by the Bane, apparently has real-life parents, so Sarah Jane has been arrested in suspect of kidnapping. However, all does not turn out to be what it seems. While this is going on, Sarah Jane investigates the new telepathic device with the Pharos Institute, which could be a threat to the Earth. Now I'm going to go all spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen this story, go and watch it before you watch this review. For the start of part 1, it actually works since it might be true about Sarah Jane taking children away from families, and that maybe she's not the hero we all thought she is. It's also nice to see the police look back into her background with UNIT. It's a nice throwback to the classic Who series. However, I think it would have been nice if the risks in part 1 were maybe a little higher. For example, the scenes with her and the police. That's only for a couple of minutes. I think it would have been good if it was explored a bit more. But luckily, Sarah Jane goes Mission Impossible in part 2. Lesson to learn: never mess with the woman with her sonic lipstick. I didn't watch part 1 much when it was first released, mostly because I forgot to record it or I ran out of space. But looking over it again, I actually felt like crying in the scenes with Luke, saying goodbye to Sarah Jane, trying to fit in with his family, as well as to try and get back to his friends. The story also introduces us to Professor Rivers, who becomes one of the show's recurring characters. Much like everyone on the cast, the actress who plays her is enjoying every single moment of it. One of the things I like about this episode is that everyone, and I mean everyone, has something to do. Sarah Jane breaks into Pharos to get the device, Luke tries to get back to his friends, Clyde tries to set everything right, which does get him into trouble. Even Maria and her father get something to do, which leads them to find out more about the truth and warn Sarah Jane. The Slitheen make their return in the finale, which is a nice bookend to the series' story arc. I won't say how, but the way they did it, I literally did not see it coming. Although I think it would have been good if the twist wasn't kind of ruined earlier in the episode. We also find out that the real villain is the Cylon, aka Mr. Smith, which is a brilliant twist. Mr. Smith used the Slitheen to build a teleconnected device, and he also used Sarah Jane to bring it to him in order to extract Luke's mind and use it to bring down the moon. So now it's up to Sarah Jane, Maria, Alan and Slitheen to stop him. Much like Sarah Jane making a mistake involving children in her life, trusting this supercomputer to do all these shenanigans only for his one purpose. In all honesty, Mr. Smith makes an awesome villain, and Alexander Armstrong performs it brilliantly. Every time he speaks sends chills up my spine, especially when he zaps Clyde. That literally made me jump. It's also nice to get a little flashback of how Mr. Smith was created and where he came from. Again, like with Kudlak, he's not doing it for fun or money, he's only doing it because it's his purpose. That's what he was programmed for. I really should talk about the climax. My god, what a climax. For a series finale, everything about it is great. The acting is great, the music is great, the cinematography is great, the lighting and visuals are great. We get Sarah Jane making a truce with the Slitheen, Clyde trapped inside Mr. Smith, sending a warning through Mind Thing, Sarah Jane stands up to Mr. Smith with the virus made by Alan Jackson, and of course, K9 returns and fights back. Awesome! So yeah, for an action-packed finale, this does however have some problems. I guess there are some moments in part 1 which do drag a little. We have to wait at least 10 minutes until the ultimate twist happens. And by the time it happens, we are either bored that we don't find it that awesome, we figured it out earlier, or that it may have been a bit too late. There is also this one boy character, Nathan, and by god, he is worse than Kelsey. Yeah, he's that bad. Say what you will about Kelsey, at least her voice wasn't that annoying, and at least she acts and talks like a human being. While this character, well, yeah, I get it, he's not a human being, but whether he is human or not, this character is just annoying. You would want to punch him in the face. He says he's the Slitheen child from the first episode, which could have been fine as a nice bookend, but I think I would have preferred it if it was the same voice actor from the first episode. And if that's not painful enough, That boy never shuts up about getting his revenge. We get it. You want to make the team pay. You don't need to repeat it. I know it's for kids, but even kids are not that stupid that they need reminding that this brat needs vengeance. The Next Time trailer has Maria's father decide to move away, but when you actually watch it, it's only there for the pre-title sequence. And then it's easily resolved straight after the opening credits. So that was completely pointless. That could have been used for the entire part 1 after Sarah Jane decides to not have Maria around and then get arrested by the police. But other than that, this is still an awesome episode and a good way to end the first series. I did like how they ended it, having all the cast outside Sarah Jane's garden looking up to the sky. Again, a nice bookend to the invasion of the Bane, which also ended with a shot of the stars. If the show didn't continue, that would have been a good end to a good series. So overall, Series 1 was a good start. Not the best series in my opinion, but definitely good to start with. Be sure to check it out for yourself, and join me next week when we take a look at Series 2. See you then.